going on with you? Baby girl, you know what time it is going on with you. I'ma make you the finest bitch. Bend you over your body, I'm about to lock it in. I'ma make you the finest bitch. Bend you over your body, I'm about to lock it in.
Repetition is the only thing that's gonna get you to the next level. Without repetition, it's nothing. These three things right here is gonna help you with this repetition rule. You wake up every single day. You brush your teeth every single day. You take a shit, take a piss every single day. These this stuff is just, it's natural. But see, when you do repetition, you gotta do it with intensity. You gotta put some effort behind what you're doing. If you ain't putting effort behind the intensity or behind what you're doing, it's gonna be all for nothing. It's like, why are you even doing it? Then you gotta go with frequency. You gotta do this over and over and over again. You gotta do it consistently all the time. You gotta take breaks. What the frequency is, and you dial into that frequency. That frequency you're supposed to be at. Doing that love frequency, and I say do it with love. You know, that's where love comes in at. You feel me? You gotta be able to do this with love. Whatever you're doing, you gotta do it with love. And sometimes, you know, even our job, we don't love our jobs, but change your mindset to love your job. Wanting to do it repetition all the time, over and over and over again. I learned repetition for, you know, when you stroking your girl, you know, when you're doing it with intensity, you're doing it with frequency, and you're doing it for the love of it. So you gotta be in that mindset when you're doing repetition when it comes to anything. Like I said, when it comes to working out, you wanna gain some muscle, make sure you're eating the right foods, making sure that you're on that schedule. But if you do that schedule with repetition, your whole life will change. The frequency of what you do something is going to determine whether you tap into it all the way. See, if you keep doing something over and over and over again, you're gonna start seeing results because you're like, oh snap, like I did it this way last time. Okay, let me try it this way this time. And we're not even trying to do anything. We're making attempts. We're gonna attempt to do something this time because that's why I see most people fail when they try. You know, they say, "You trying, you lying." So that's one word I stay away from. So repetition, even words that we repeat to ourselves, we repeat words to ourselves. That's gonna really get you into that frequency. Say it with intensity too. You gotta say it like you mean it. Intensity, you gotta do things like you mean it. You gotta do it like you mean it. If you're doing something, you just doing it half-assed. What's the point? You're doing a half-assed job. You gotta do 100% every single day. I see YouTube posts that be like, oh, discipline looks like 100% on this day, then 70% on this day, and then 80% on this day. Nah, bro, you gotta do 100% every day. And that's just what it is. You gotta do that. Intensity, 100% all the time. No matter what. If you're tired, take a break. But then when you come right back at it, do it with the most effort that you possibly can. Put 100% into it. And if you love it, you're gonna do it 100% every single time. But if your mindset is right, if you stay consistent and you dial down on that frequency, you locked in, it's gonna even be easier. You're not even gonna need the love, you're just gonna be locked in, just doing it because it's coming natural to you. It's second nature. It's second nature. Now it's in the subconscious. Your subconscious is taking over. Your subconscious is way more powerful than the conscious. That's why we got, you gotta practice. When you gotta practice and you repeat these things, like say for example, a basketball player, you wanna get better at dribbling. He dribbles, he does dribbling drills, he's working out, he's getting stronger, getting his arms stronger, his legs stronger, his abs stronger. He's doing these workout drills, his muscles are becoming used to it. He's coming down on that frequency. But then he's gonna, he doing these workouts with intensity, right? But he also loves the game of basketball. And by him doing all these repetitions, now it becomes second nature. So really repetition it relates to the subconscious mind. Because once you go into your subconscious mode and you allow that system to take over, it's way more powerful than the conscious can ever be. Now you just let the system take over. Now you let the machine take over. And just let the machine work. And with your conscious mind, you want to look at the end goal. You always want to, again, I always take back basketball because I love basketball. See, we play basketball, when you shoot the shot, we looking for the end goal. We looking for the ball to go inside the hoop. Like mechanical stuff, like my dribbling moves, my shot, we're going to let the subconscious handle that. On defense, on guarding them, let the subconscious handle that because I know how to drop that, I know how to drop that, strength, don't learn strength, doing all these things, that's subconscious right there. My end goal is to stop the defender, that's my mindset when I'm in the conscious. My subconscious is the machine, but how you get good is from these repetitions. So this is like preparation in a sense. All of these codes that I'm bringing into you are all tying together because you have to repeat every single one of these. It matters. All of these things matter. When you start to add them together, this can really be a formula to change your life and make sure that you have good success. Just keep that in mind, and don't give up, don't let up. Keep that intensity, do it with frequency, do it with love, and that repetition is gonna come natural to you. These things are gonna be part of your daily system, your daily habits, and the habits is what really matter at the end of the day. If you got poor, shitty habits, you're gonna be a poor, shitty individual, and that's what it is. So, you can start by repeating to eat better foods, you start feeling a lot better about yourself. So you're gonna be in that repetition of feeling good. You'll be in that repetitive nature of feeling good. Frequency, when that frequency, when your mindset is on that frequency, then it's kind of hard to not love what you're doing. And like I said, when you love what you're doing it with 100%. So every single day, I'm coming. Like with this YouTube, this new YouTube that we do, I'm excited for it, man. This stuff is easy. I'm talking to you on camera, building my communication skills, doing my repetitions, doing it with intensity, doing it with love. I'm in that frequency right now. I'm in that frequency, doing that Primegold frequency. Put yourself a repetition with your girl. You smacking them cheeks, smacking them cheeks. You doing it with intensity. You locked in, you on that frequency because you want to bust them. At the end of the day, keep putting your reps in, keep doing that, and you're gonna start to see the results happen. Just give it, a month, give it a month of doing it, give it 2 months, give it 3 months, 4 months. You're gonna see the results, happen. And even if you don't see as much results as you like, you evaluate yourself, and like I spoke on the law of detachment, you gotta detach from that situation and the outcomes, because that's how you start to manifest a lot of things, when you start to detach yourself from it. So even, repeating that code of detachment, after you do all these things, after you put in all that work, detach from it, analyze, and see your results, see what's happening. For the most part, yeah, we're competitive by nature, You still gotta fall in love with the journey. You still gotta fall in love that you get to wake up again the next day and put in more work to make it better. So that's what it's all about. If you ain't got that mindset, man, you kind of fucked up, man. You kind of stuck, man. I can't help you. Nobody can help you. Man, God already gave you all the resources. He is the source. We just the resource. And if you can't tap into that source, hey, man, there's no helping you, man. So. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I struggle with it. Sometimes you struggle with it. And I get it, It's a hard thing, to do the thing over and over and over and over again, especially when you're tired and you don't feel like you got the momentum and, you feel like life is letting you down. But these are all the factors that should make you want to actually keep going. All the people that down you, all the people that treated you bad, all the people, whoever did you dirty, called you a bad name, this is why you want to do, whatever you want to do with repetition. And just start, even if you're not the best. That's how you get better at it. We talking about practice. We talking about practice right now. Practice. We talking about practice. And practice is how you gonna get better at it. So you feel these on their neck for the ones who ever treat you bad, all the ones who ever did you dirty. We take the future outcomes that we see is gonna happen for us, and we look at it in a positive outlook, and we take all the negatives and we let that fuel us to make us do our intensity, make us go even harder. 100% every single time we step out. Every single time we step out, 100%. Where was I? You still gotta love what you're doing, not to love to get revenge and seek revenge. We're not doing it for the love of that. We're not doing it for revenge. We're doing it because we love ourselves and that we love what we actually do. You gotta be in that mindset of, is this really worth it? The Bible says, if it's worth doing it, basically do it with all your might. Do it with a mighty hand. I don't know the exact verse for that. I don't know exactly where it's at, but go look that up because it's very powerful. Anything that's worthwhile doing, do it with all your might. Repetition is also practice. Like I said, practice. So right here, I got quality, I got quantity over quality. And that's that first, right? We want to make sure that we put up a lot of reps so we can get good. See, you don't get good by just, by just not starting, by just looking at the stuff. You got to actually practice on what you're doing. Like right now, every single video I drop, I get better at my communication. I get better at the ideas. I get better at my schematics. All this stuff. Better at my planning. Better at my scheduling. And this is actually helping me in my life. So you do something with repetition, that's gonna build your foundation so strong that to the point you can get to these quality. And when you're doing quantity, the quantity gonna come. You're gonna put up a whole bunch of bad shots or bad reps. But then once over time, you're gonna be like, oh, you know what? This is a better way to do this. Let me do it this way. Now you start to put up quality. And now you got quantity with quality. Now you got a whole bunch of reps that you're putting up, but you're putting up a lot of quality too. So it starts to become easier over time. But you gotta start putting up these reps. You gotta start doing it. And then it's gonna show you dedication. When you do these repetitions, that's your dedication. It's gonna people gonna start to notice. They're like, oh, you still doing that? Okay, I see you. You doing it? You still doing it? Okay, I see you. And then when you start to see those results come from your repetition, it's kind of just, it shows who you are at the end of the day. There's a thing called be, do, have. Be, do, have. See, God isn't interested with what you have. Like, yeah, like for the most part, like that's in our in our DNA to want more things, to want more love, to want more success, to want more fame, right? To have all these things. But in order to have these things, you gotta do something. Unless somebody just gave it all to you. And the fun is that, you skipped all this, you just skipped it. You got a cheat code, somebody gave you everything. Like, what's the point? What's the point after that? The journey is the reward, bro. Like, you just got everything handed to you. Like, bro, come on now. for the most part, when it comes to that game, though, you ain't gonna beat me at that game. I don't put away my reps, but you can't nobody give you that. Can't nobody give you that work. But the monetary things and like the material property, somebody can give that to you. But the doing, the skill work, the skill set, you gotta put in that work and you gotta do that. So God is interested in our works, but He's more interested in our becoming. God is interested in our becoming. So be, do, have. First, you gotta become the person, and we become the person with this repetition. But you actually gotta do something to become something. So when we first do something, when we first actually want to have these things, like, oh, I see, for example, right? I see people who want to get into crypto or want to trade or they want to do any kind of profession, right? They're like, oh, that's easy. What I gotta do? And they attempt to do something, and they hit their head. You know, they stumble and fall. They fall short. Why? Because they aren't the person who can actually do the thing. So that's where this repetition come from. That's where this practice come from. That's where this quantity over quality come from. Because when you first start practicing, you're not putting up a lot of quality. You're putting up a lot of bullshit, a lot of garbage, a lot of air balls, you know, a lot of misses. And that's what happens in the beginning. But then over time, you know, you start to build that into quality. Now you're putting up a lot of quantity with quality. Now you're giving more value to your clients and to the people who need it, you know, to your audience. And that's what dedication comes back to, you know, the repetition. You do it over and over again. People see what you're doing. They're taking notice. Even if you feel like nobody's noticing, they're taking notice of what you're doing. So don't take that for granted. Wake up every single day and do this with intensity. Lock into that frequency, you know, with that focused doubt and mindset of what you want to do that day. Get it done and do it for the love of it. Do it for the love of yourself. Do it for, you know, your future outcome or your future success. You know, because you sacrifice today to do what you have to do, and you'll reap the fruits of your, you know, your labor. So reaping the fruits of your labor, that's what you will reap. You know, because seed time do not stop. You know, in winter time, summertime, the world don't stop just because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, just because you're not putting up these reps. There's somebody else out there putting up the reps. They want to do probably the same thing that you want to do, and they gonna get there faster because you chose not to actually put up the reps. You chose not to get up early. I just want to leave off with saying, put up the reps. This is Primegold. We out this thing. Oh yeah, and if you haven't seen our other videos, go back and go watch those. You know, if you're young, if you're just getting started, yeah, man, you got a lot of game for y'all. But until next time.
Baby girl, you know what time it is when I'm with you. Baby girl, you know what time it is.